Hello, this is the second in the Cachetur.no Quick Start training videos. In the first one we created a New York to DC Quick Start trip using just a list of GC codes. Another common workflow is to build a trip from an existing bookmark list, and that's what we'll look at today. We'll start by creating a new trip from the dashboard page. Today we're going to try to get a portion of all the counties in Nevada challenge trip. We won't fit them all in one day, so we're just going to do part of them. We'll start the trip by flying into Las Vegas, and we'll end the trip back at Las Vegas. So we'll list that as our destination. Let's type it right, Nevada, all-day trip. Again, we'll stick it out somewhere in the future for the time being. And let the time zones fix themselves and hit Save Trip. Here we are. No waypoints so far. We need to add Las Vegas Airport if we're going to start there. So we'll use another tool that's part of Cachetur.no called the geocoding tool. Select that. And we will search for Las Vegas Airport, Nevada, I suppose. Let's be very specific. And there it is, McCarran International Airport. And we will add that to Nevada Trip Part 1 with the Add button. And if we go to our trip now using this handy link here, we'll see that we have the first waypoint, the airport. Now let's import our bookmark list by going to the Edit menu, choose Import from Bookmark List. I have a list on geocaching.com called Nevada Part 1. The full Nevada trip of all counties will take 2 or 3 days, so we're only going to do a portion of it in this demonstration. I'll import the list. I have imported, so we'll go back to our trip, and we see some caches. What we're missing at this stage is we don't end up at the airport. We have one at the start, not at the end. So if we now just do something very simple and go to the first one, the airport, and clone that waypoint, it'll place that at the bottom of our list. So now we start at the airport and we end at the airport. Since bookmark lists tend not to be ordered, if we look at the map, we'll see something not very pretty. So let's get the list into an optimized order. We'll do that as we did in the previous one using the Sort and Prioritize Waypoints. We will select all the waypoints by toggling all the unmarked ones to be marked. And the beginning and the end don't get reordered. They're start and stops. Everything in between is fair game for optimizing and reordering. So we go to Calculate and Sort by Optimal Route. La voila. You notice this spur here, I threw that in because that's the oldest one in Nevada, and it seemed if we're that close to it, we ought to go and pick it up. So we like the list. It looks like it's a nice loop back to the airport. We'll save that. Now we need to figure out how long it's going to take to drive it. So we'll order a route calculation. In general, the thing you want to think about is that optimizing the route puts the caches in a reasonable driving order. A route calculation computes how long it will take to do those in that order. It won't rearrange anything, but it will compute drive times and stop times at caches and things like that. So you tend to get them in a good order and then optimize that order. Let's see if the notification has indicated. Not yet. Okay. When this tells us when the route calculation is complete, that'll bump up to a 2. The things of note here, there's plenty of information in the summary, like how long our driving distance is, driving time with and without stops, the DT ratings of caches along our way, the counties we reach, which is kind of interesting. we're done with the calculation. So if we let's set a start time using the quick edit menu here. We're going to start driving at 7 a.m. today. And now if we reload, since we've established reload the page, we set a start time. All subsequent times, knowing the driving time between each of them, can be computed for the ETAs for all the caches on the trip. And we get back to the airport at just before 9 p.m. And if we take a look at our map, yeah, it looks like a nice little loop. We start here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The caches are numbered in the same order they are in the list. Now we're ready to do the last phase, which is to create a GPX file to execute this trip with, a trip package. So we'll just do the waypoints. We'll order that up. When the notification bumps up to 3, our trip package will be ready to download. You can still see the one from the previous demo here. Is they're waiting to be downloaded. They'll go away after 14 days, but generally that's plenty of time. There really isn't anything exciting to see here except this will move into the download link. So let's wrap this up for now, and hope you've appreciated how easy it is to build a trip from a bookmark list. Essentially, you define a start and end point, having put the contents of the bookmark list in between them, and then sorting that to put it in optimal order and order a route calculation and save it, and you're done. Thanks for listening to this, and happy caching.